Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? So, I've been working as a brand identity designer for almost 8 to 9 years now. And I have created different visual identities, brand assets, and design systems for various clients and brands across different industries globally. Over the years, I have understood that design is something that is really my passion. And over the years, I have been using the traditional workflows. But over time, I have realized that, okay, this is something that needs to be changed. And when AI came into place, everything, to be honest, everybody was so excited about it. Everybody was overwhelmed. Some people was very, very skeptical and they were like, okay, their jobs will be gone. And, there was so much of hypothetical things happening all around the world. But the truth is that AI is definitely here to take your job only if you are not learning it the right way. Otherwise, you are all good. If you are keeping yourself updated, then you're all good, so there's nothing to worry about. But again, I've been working for so many years, and what I have realized is that with AI, your journey, your career is going to be 10x faster. It's going to be effective, and you will yourself realize, because in this today's session, I've not prepared a presentation for you guys, because I don't want to speak about theory, how AI is beneficial. Everybody knows what is AI, how AI is changing lives. So I don't have to, spend time in, maybe explaining you what AI is. Everybody knows about it, right? So, but yes, today's session is all about me discussing on how you can create different aesthetically looking visuals with AI. And that too, like initially, if you see, we need to hire designers, different roles were appointed for designing the particular presentations, or, maybe infographics, designs, posters, all of those things. But now with AI, you don't have to do any of that. Like you can literally, even if you are an IT person, even if you are from HR, even if you are from any industry, you can yourself do everything. So basically, you are a one man army now. And that's how you need to start learning AI. That, okay, what are the things that you do on daily basis? Those needs to be replaced by AI. That's for sure. Only the ones that are very, very complex, those should be definitely human intervention is very, very important. But majorly, it's all AI now. So yeah, in this today's session, I'm not going to be discussing any theory. We'll be just discussing how to maybe use or create better presentations using AI. But before we start, I would really like to maybe know you guys a little bit better. So, what all tools are you currently using in your daily life? Either it is your personal life or your career or your work life. Like, what all tools do you do use, and what are the bottlenecks you face? Like, okay, this is something that we really struggle with. So, I would really love to know about it. Cursor, nice. Notebook LLM, Claude, ChatGPT, DeepSeek. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are quite responsive, and that's good. Grok, nice. I would love to hear you and maybe see you. Is that possible, Ankit? So that we can connect better, only
Yeah,
if it's
if
possible.
anyone can raise a hand, I will allow to talk.
Copilot, Gemini. Yeah, nice. Great. So, yes, as you know, we have a lot of AI tools out there. When it comes to LLM, also, there are multiple tools. Either it is ChatGPT. Most of the people are still dependent upon ChatGPT, though the results are really, really good. But we have other LLMs as well. Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, every tool has its own strengths and weaknesses. But yes, we need to see like what output are we imagining, and we need to use the tool according to that. So whenever somebody asks me a question like what particular tool do you use for like for all of your workflows, there's no simple answer to that, because it entirely depends upon what kind of output you're looking for. In today's session, we'll be mostly focusing on presentation. But as you have mentioned that you guys have already been using few of the tools, I would also like to know like what are the bottlenecks that you face usually when it comes to AI? Like what do you really feel that, okay, this is something that we are not clear with? We will be majorly working on presentation in today's session, but I would really like to touch base on your bottlenecks as well. So accuracy is less, okay. Okay, let's just continue. So, when it comes to presentation, so accuracy is definitely, I'm going to touch base on that for sure. So, when it comes to presentations, there are majorly three steps. How most of the people, what they do is when they create presentations for their company or for their client, they just go to Chat GPT, maybe asked to create the content, because that is how everybody does it. And you directly jump to maybe any tool and just create the presentations. That is perfectly fine method. That is what we are going to do today, but maybe with a more advanced approach on how you can maybe research deeply about your client and your company before you jump into creating the presentations, because most of the people miss that part. They just directly go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, okay, this is the content, and you need to create the presentation. Or maybe they use a tool like Gamma or other. There are multiple tools like Kiwi.ai. Then there are multiple tools for creating presentations. But the major step is doing the deep research. And I hope you guys have access to your laptop or your PC. Let me know if you have, because I want you guys to be doing it side by side so that it is more interactive. Okay, so the Gokul says that if we don't provide the prompt properly, it provides generic response. In other words, it hallucinates. Definitely, you're 100% correct. Incorrect representation. Yeah, you guys are 100% correct. So we'll try to touch base on that. Watermarks removing. Okay. Okay. So if you're using a free tool, then definitely there's gonna be watermark, but there's a hack. Obviously, everybody knows the hack. You can go to Photoshop, just import that file and just remove the watermark. It's very simple. But in case you don't want to go that path, then obviously you'll have to buy the subscription. That is the limitation. But yes, that is something we need to do. Okay, so let's just start by me sharing my screen first. And I want you guys to, work along and maybe we can properly understand. So for this particular thing, I'm going to be using ChatGPT. You can use any LLM. Gemini works perfectly. Claude works perfectly. Just to let you know, when it comes to writing the prompts, please always depend upon Claude. Claude writes the perfect prompts, and I cannot, emphasize that enough, because I have tried and tested every formula, every workflow, and Claude gives the perfect prompts. So it's just structured that way. The back end of the Claude is structured that way. So let me just open my chat GPT, and I'm going to be pasting one prompt for you guys. So basically, the first step is deep research. As some of you have mentioned, that the bottleneck with AI is it hallucinates, and most of the times it doesn't know the information, and it gives you some information that is inaccurate. The thing that happens is because you don't feed the information. The first step is feeding the LLM the information about your company or your client. So how do you do that? You just go to chat gpt. Again, there is free version and paid version in chat gpt. I have the pro version, but you can use the free version as well. But if you're using a pro version, this is going to be a bottleneck for you. This is not going to be a bottleneck for you. Go to chat gpt, and there's an option for, if you see, I hope you guys are able to see my screen. So if you see, there are multiple options here. So I'm going to be choosing pro because that is for deep research. So even if you're creating a presentation, okay, you even if you're creating a presentation, it's very is the zoom fine? Because somebody wants me to zoom, right? Yeah, if you're creating a presentation, it is very important because you are pitching a client. You need to feed the data to LLM so that it gives you the accurate result. So I'm going to be choosing pro version, and I'm going to be asking LLM to do a deep research on any particular client. Let's just try with Ethika, because you guys are already connected to Ethika. So let's not waste our time in thinking about a company. Let's just use Ethica only. But even if you don't have the pro subscription, don't worry, you can use the free one as well. I'm sharing a prompt in the chat section, and I want you guys to just copy that prompt. So this step one is the deep research. I'm just sharing this prompt with you. You need to copy the deep research prompt first. So basically, this prompt that has been created, if you just go through, let me just help you with the prompt. So now, most of us give prompt in a very generic way. For example, I want to create a presentation for this client, and just give me the content for the slides. That's it. Most of the people do this mistake, but no, that is not the right way to prompt. You have to maybe structure your prompt in a way that it describes the role, objective, context, and goal. Like, what is your end goal with that? So in this, we have already, because I have curated this prompt specially for Ethica, like keeping Ethica in mind, but you can use this prompt for any particular industry, for anything. All you need to do is, for example, I am using this prompt, I'm going to paste this inside chat gpt, and if in case I want to target, like my target company or a brand is fmcg, I'm just going to type in chat gpt that, okay, this is my target client, this is my target industry, and just adjust the prompt according to that, and it will do it in seconds. I am sure you guys are aware about it, right? So you don't have to worry about the Ethica thing that has been mentioned in the prompt. All you need to do is just uh, ask the LLM to change the prompt. So all you need to do, just copy this, go to chat gpt again, I have selected the pro version, and just paste the prompt and hit enter. So now what it will do is it will do a deep research on the company. Again, if you see that I have added Ethica's website in the prompt, right? You can add your company's or your client's website, and it will do a deep research on what the company is all about, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the market trends, what are the opportunities, like everything, the key problems, the risks. So that this prompt is structured in a way you can use it for any industry. And just to let you know that this is a deep research thing, so it will take around about 7 to 10 minutes to get this deep research done. In case you don't have the pro subscription, please just use this prompt as it is and feed it inside ChatGPT, and it will give you a decent result too. But again, if you are looking for a professional and a more accurate result, then you might have to invest in the pro subscription. Okay. And for this particular thing, because again, we have just 1 hour. So I've already done the research for you guys, and I'm just going to show you how the end result looks like. Okay. So this is the deep research. Okay. Somebody has raised their hand. If Ankit, you can unmute them.
I think he raised their hand by mistake, Asta. We can.
Okay. Okay. No problem. So, if you see, this full research has been done by LLM in just 7 minutes. You don't have to do anything. So, even if it's a new client to you, even if you are pitching a new client, you don't know anything about the background, all you need to do is just use this prompt, and it will give you everything from A to Z. Okay. If you see, like, the latest data globally, like everything it has given. Now we'll be going to the second step. And the second step is structuring the content for the presentation. And how do we do that? We have a separate, I've already shared the doc file with you, right? So just go to this one. Step number 2. This is structuring the presentation. So now we will again copy the prompt and then just paste it here. Now you have to just cross that deep research option. If you see on my screen, deep research has been turned on, right? Now just click on cross, because now we have already done the research. Now we want the LLM to create content for us. So all you need to do is just paste this prompt, create content based on the above research. How many of you guys have already done the first step? If you can please let me know in the chat so that I know that you guys are doing a bit with me. So now I hope you have got the prompt for the second step, because some of you are saying that you don't know where the prompt is. It is basically in the tab section. Let me show it to you quickly. So if you see on the left hand side, there are different tabs. So step 1 is the first prompt, and step 2 is the second prompt. Just copy the prompt from here and just save this. Like, you already have the doc file with you, you can save it for future references. All good? Yeah, working. Great, Bharat. So let's just quickly see what result ChatGPT has given us. Now it has given us slide by slide content for the presentation. So if you see, the slide 1 is employee health is now a big risk. Like, it was so difficult to write all of this content. So like back then you had to hire a content writer. In now also, like people are using chat gpt but not doing the deep research before the creating the presentation. So the first step is very very crucial, so that the chances of hallucinations are lesser. And obviously I would still say that human intervention is very very important, at least at this stage. So you can't be blindly dependent upon ai, at least for now, but in future you can be, I'm sure about that. But at least for now you need to be dependent, but maybe 80 to 90%, but you need to have give that 10% and maybe see, just check that if everything is right as per you, or if the company's data or details are correct. So you need to have that intervention thing needed. But I think I'm quite certain that if you do the deep research part, it's going to be accurate. So as you can see, we have different slides now. So we have almost 12 slides. Now, the third step is designing the presentation itself. So, for today, we are going to be using Gamma, and I know most of you have said that you guys use Gamma, and that's great. Some of you who are not aware about Gamma, there are multiple tools out there. To be honest, when it comes to presentation, there is Kimi Slides, there is Skywork, Gamma, and there is Tom. There are multiple platforms, but to be honest, Gamma is much more effective. I would not say it creates the best presentations out there in the world, but as of now I believe gamma has a very nice and very good interface, at least for the beginners and intermediate level. Some people who doesn't know anything about design are completely at zilch. Gamma is very handy for them. So in case you have a designer at like if in case you have a designer in house, definitely giving them gamma and their designing skill, it's going to be mind blowing. But if you don't have, then you can use this platform on your own. Sorry, I am on the wrong website. So now we have to click on create new. Again, this is a free tool up to a point. Obviously, if you need custom brands and custom features, then you need to subscribe. But if you want a generic presentation and don't want those many controls, then the free version works perfectly. Though it allows you to add only 10 cards as in 10 slides. But again, if you think that presentation is one of the major thing that takes up your time in your job, then I think it's better to subscribe and take the subscription. So we have various options. Either we can generate a presentation using the first option, writing a one line prompt, or you can paste in text, or you can create from template, or you can import a file. You can even import a PowerPoint presentation file, a PDF file, and it will recreate the presentation for you. I'm sure you guys are aware about it. So for this particular thing, we are going to paste the text because we have asked ChatGPT to create the full presentation for us. So we are going to be using the first 10 slides because in the free version, it gives you only 10 cards. Okay, I'm just going to paste in here. And you can choose like either you're looking to create presentation, web page, document, or a social asset. But for here, we are going to be using presentation. And the aspect ratio will be traditional because 16 by 9 works the best when it comes to presentation. And you also have to use this. Like if you see, I'm not sure if you can see this particular thing. So you'll have to divide the slide content with this M dashes so that AI understands properly what you are trying to do. Okay. You can ask LLM to do this for you so that you don't have to manually do it. But it's all right for this particular thing. We can manually do it. Yeah. So now again, we have many options here like generate from notes or outline, summarize long text, or preserve this exact text. For example, if you want this exact same text, then you can choose the third option. But I'm going to be choosing the summarize one so that it's not way too messy. We want the presentation to look a little bit presentable, right? So again, we have different options. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see. So we have generate, condense, preserve. We have minimal, concise, detail. Like what kind of content do you want? I would keep it concise only. Okay. Then you can choose the language here, the visuals. Let me show you. So there are themes. So, if you see inside Gamma, there are multiple themes. Now, most of you might realize that, okay, themes are fine, but what if I want to create the presentation that is cohesive to my own company? For example, you are representing Ethika, okay, or any other company that you are from, and you want the colors, the fonts, everything to be as per your company, right? So there is one option as custom. So you can yourself create your own theme, and Gamma will be helping you in creating the presentation, creating the infographics, but you can use your own theme. Like you can upload the colors, your brand colors, your fonts. Like you can even upload your custom fonts, by the way. Most of the people are not aware about it. So you can do all of that and create a custom presentation. But if you are on a free plan, you only have access to these templates. These are not the perfect ones, but again, if you don't want to spend on the subscription, then I think this works the best. So I'm going to be selecting this theme. Okay, you can choose studio works way better, to be honest. You have more control, but again, for now, because this is a pro subscription and we are using a free one, so we'll just choose the classic one, and we have 10 cards in total in free. Tirath, yes, this is the free version. If you want to subscribe to a paid version, you will get much more custom controls. Okay, let me just go through. Okay, so Jaya Krishna have a question. If the content is overflown a slide, will that be adjusted into next slide or the font be reduced? Yes, this is the thing that for like the Gamma can be really helpful in. For example, it will create, like you have given slide by slide, right? But it will use that slide's content in one slide only. Like for example, if I have given a content for slide number 7, it will try and use that content to invest in slide number 7 only, but it will reduce the content. How? Because we have chosen a initially a different option, that is concise option. If you want the content to be exactly the same as you have inputted, then you need to manually fit it in two different slides, but you don't have to manually design it. All you need to do is just copy the content from the first slide and paste it in the second slide and just hit generate, and it will redesign automatically. You don't have to manually design it, so it is very, very helpful. Yes, presentations.ai is also really good. Again, as I said, that there are multiple AI tools out there. Gamma is something that I personally prefer because it is very handy, to be honest. It is very easy to use. Even beginners who don't have any knowledge, even presentations.ai is very easy, but Gamma has been very effective and very handy. Maybe it was maybe the first one, the pioneer, and that is why people are more inclined towards it, but it generally gives you good results, to be honest. Okay, so somebody is saying that they want the screen recording to be shared in WhatsApp. So Ankit, you can maybe help with that. Okay, so as you said, we can use customized fonts and colors. However, if we have organization template, how to integrate that? Can you please help me understand your question a bit better? Maybe you can unmute yourself, or maybe Ankit can unmute. It's Rupesh. Or maybe you can just type down your question better so that I can understand what you're trying
Rupees,
to
you
say.
can now. You can now.
Thanks, Ankit. Hey, Asta.
Hi,
So,
Rupesh.
yeah, basically, sometimes we know, I know we have certain set of color sets and fonts and sizes that we organization level have it. But there are sometimes we have a marketing team that who gives you the template, which already inherited of like those color combination in the background and the heading font size and all. So you have a just template and then content has to be within that template. So is there a way that sample template we can integrate and those slides can be the content can be created using that
Yes, you can do that up to a level where when you go for a pro subscription, right? It lets you upload your presentation in a way, like for example, if I've created something in PowerPoint or in Illustrator or any other software, and if I want to maybe create a particular theme, like maybe want to keep the particular theme same, but
yeah.
I want to maybe change the aesthetics of it, I can do that. So I'll have to upload the PDF of that old presentation, and again just prompt it out that okay, this is something that I want to keep the same theme, but I want maybe to design it in a particular way. It will do it for you. And also the best part is we also have an agent feature here. If you can see on the right hand side of my screen,
Yep.
right? So this is
Yeah.
agent. Again, in the free plan, you are not given all the
Yeah.
access, but
Access. Yeah.
yeah, but in the paid plan, it's really nice. Once you know subscribe to the paid plan, it gives you much more control. And most of the people, they really want to speak their brand language when they are presenting. Obviously,
Yeah.
most of you wants to do that. So for that, you need to invest. I understand that most of the Indians, especially when I meet them, and they are hesitant because me being an Indian, I was hesitant when I started. I was like, okay, do I have to invest 15
Yeah.
$20 in one subscription every time and it gets expired and I have to renew? But to be honest, trust me, it is going to be a game changer for you, because if you are delivering results that are actually really really great in a very short period of time, you are definitely going to be ahead of your competitors or your peers, as I would say.
Yeah.
So it's okay to invest. Please
Invest.
invest
Yeah.
in yourself. Yeah, it's very very important.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'm continuing. So this is the presentation that Gamma has
Yeah. Sure.
given us. Let me just. Okay, so Parth says that when they download and edit in PowerPoint, it doesn't get saved because the fonts are not registered with PowerPoint. So, as far as I believe, there's one script that is required, and it will automatically download the fonts for you, and you can use that inside PowerPoint. I'm gonna have to look for the name of that script, because this is something that even my colleague faced it, and they downloaded a script. Basically, he's from IT department, so he downloaded a script inside PowerPoint. I don't know how that works, but I'm going to definitely get back to you on this. And that is like very useful, because if you are using PowerPoint, and moreover, I genuinely believe, by the way, part, right, I want to know, why do you use PowerPoint? Like, why can't you stick to Google Slides or Gamma? Like, what issues do you face? I really want to know about that so that I can help you better.
So, hello, I am.
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
Actually, we do not have much access to Google as of now. The easiest thing which I find to edit a PPT is like I generate it over Gamma, and I download it and I edit in PowerPoint. Sometimes when I use Google Slides, the issue comes is the formatting changes, and while I do it in PowerPoint, the fonts don't get saved. Like there are some fonts which Gamma uses which are not registered with PowerPoint. So
Mm-hmm.
either ways, whichever I use, I face some kind of an issue. So मतलब ऐसा होता है कि like we are just trying to create the PPT and end step में वो अटक जाता है, तो फिर it creates a bit of problem कि like you're putting in lot of time and वो सेव करने के वक्त वो नहीं होता है, then you have to find out the slides which that font has, and you have to convert it back to the fonts which are saved in PowerPoint or Google Slides वगैरह. So that type of issues, like you said, Google में तो alignment का issue होता है, because
Mm-hmm.
I have tried it couple of times myself कि like suppose if it's getting in a linear format, so the text shifts, it goes up and down, तो थोड़ा वो होता है issue. PowerPoint में तो alignment का issue नहीं आया मुझे अभी तक, but yes वो font का issue आया है, that from my
Uh, yeah, I have a follow-up question. Like, what issues you faced inside Gamma that you have to download the file and edit it in PowerPoint? Why not do it all in Gamma? Like, my further
I
question.
completely agree with you. The presentations which I create are for the are for me or for my manager, which we have to present it to the client. So
Mm-hmm.
we need it in our template, in our format. So like you were discussing earlier, right? You will have to get a pro version and you have to put in your template. So
Yeah.
to do it in the free version, so that is why we are kind of I personally am doing like that. I create it in Gamma, I download it and I convert it into PPT, and that's what I'm doing currently.
Sure, sure. For to answer your question, so as far as I believe, as I mentioned, that my colleague also faced this, and they have been using a script for the same. So I need to ask them, like, what script are they using? But it is very effective. I know that, because you won't be facing this issue, this font changing thing. Though I genuinely believe that if you invest in a pro subscription of Gamma, you can download the presentation in your brand name or brand visualization. But again, if you are not comfortable with subscribing to the Gamma Pro subscription, then you can definitely do it in PowerPoint. But again, that font wala thing, you need to have a separate script. But again, that script is also paid, so you either way
Okay.
you have to
You have to invest in,
invest. Yes.
anyhow you have to invest.
Yeah, see, it is very important for us to understand. I know buying a subscription is not something that we usually do, but I genuinely believe that if you can maybe spend 1,000 bucks maybe going for a coffee or doing all of that stuff, I think just 1 month subscription, it is not that costly, to be honest. Just one
Yeah,
month subscription.
I completely agree with you
Yeah.
on that part. The only problem, like, I have convinced my management to purchase one tool for lead generation as of now. The main problem is our company is not too big to invest right away in all the tools, or in all the automation, or let's say in digital marketing or lead generation. So that is the main reason why we are not investing in all the tools as of now.
Yeah.
But so that is why I have been going by this approach.
Okay, okay. Can I give you one a good solution? I know you might not be comfortable with it, but don't be dependent upon your company. Obviously, I should not be saying that, but you need to grow your career also, right? So if you will be valuable more to the company, they will definitely see, okay, there is something that he's doing separately, that he's doing perfectly, and we need to invest in that. You need to put investment in you first, and you need to show your manager, okay, this is something that we can do with that particular tool, because that is what I personally did. To be honest, I was just a basic designer back then. I've been working for 8 to 9 years and I was just designing simply. But then when AI came, even I was hesitant in investing, and I was like, no, I have to buy so many different tools, it is not like logical. My company was, they're still hesitant, that okay, no, I don't think so, we still need to invest in that. But once you do and once you prove yourself, so what I did was, personally, was I just invested in 2 3 tools, I created something and showed to them, and that too in a very less amount of time, and they were very impressed. And obviously your CTC also improves, right? So
Yeah, that's correct.
you need to invest in yourself, so don't be dependent upon your company for everything. Once you prove that okay, you can do a particular task in maybe what you invest into, like 2 to 3 hours, you can do it in 10 minutes, then why not? They will be impressed by you, if you
I
know what I
completely agree
mean.
with you on this, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I have already started working on these lines. Like, they aren't aware, I've got the pro subscription of Google Gemini, which I have been using for image generation and creating videos, and combining them into Google workflows and generating 8 to 10 seconds videos. So that I have matlab, I have got that plan myself, and I've been working. So they are not aware. I have the subscription and I'm working on it. So you are I completely agree with you. थोड़ा करना ही पड़ेगा इन्वेस्ट.
Again, I genuinely believe that most of the people say that AI will replace you. AI is going to take your job. AI will only replace you with the people who know AI. Okay, you are going to be replaced if you don't know AI or if you don't use AI, because abhi to your company is not, they are still hesitant to invest in tools, right? But once they hire somebody, or once they see a potential in somebody else who is doing really good, and in a very less amount of time, they are going to invest in them, not you. So that is a harsh truth, because I have faced that myself. So it is important to initially just start investing in you, because AI is still new. So try to invest in yourself, try to buy 2 3 subscriptions, and show that work to your company. And I am 100% certain that they will be impressed and they will increase your CTC. I can vouch for that. So do that. See, again, as you say that sometimes you have certain presentations that are confidential and you cannot upload them to external sites, then obviously then you need to purchase a significant amount of data and create your internal tool, because that is how you go about it. Then you can't be, if you cannot be dependent upon these external sites, then you have to build something in house, maybe, if only if the presentation or this amount of work is very huge in your company. So you have to maybe use one method or the other. Um, okay, so I think Advait is also here to help you, I think. So you can maybe just look what he's saying. So we want Suman says we want the content in our company theme, and to do that, we need to download and edit in PowerPoint. Again, Suman, as I mentioned, you don't have to do that if you have a pro subscription of Gamma. This is what I'm trying to say, that if you have a pro subscription, you don't have to download and go to PowerPoint and edit that. You can do all of this inside Gamma or any other AI tool that you want to personally use. Okay, so as we have already created the presentation, so you can basically use, you can, change anything. For example, card color you can change, or okay, I am sure you guys are aware about it, right? So you can change anything. I can even change the fonts here, make them bold, make them italic, maybe underline them. And in case I want to change the icon and just click on this, I can search the icon and it will, just replace the icon with that particular thing. And I can even change the layout. So if you see, we have that agent feature on the right hand side. And for example, if this is the particular slide, it looks like this. What if I want maybe something like this? You have different options. So that is why Gamma is very, very handy when it comes to creating PowerPoint presentations instead of using Microsoft PowerPoint. So even if it has a subscription, it is worth it, trust me. Okay, so this is the presentation, and you can definitely change anything about it. You can, if you don't want a illustration here, you want a lifestyle image, you can definitely add that. You can even, create that image on your own. Just go to edit agent, and you can just simply write what image do you want here, and it will give you in no minutes. I believe. And again, I believe that these infographics were so difficult to create back then. Okay, so this is how you usually use Gamma. Again, there are so many customizations out there, and it's way too deeper than to discuss in this webinar. But yes, this is more or less how you do that. Now, I'm going to quickly jump because we are already 15 minutes up. I'm going to quickly jump on how to create infographics because most of you, I'm sure, must be, trying to create infographics from scratch and their Gamma doesn't help, so you need to maybe use different tools. And one of the major tool, the best tool when it comes to aesthetics infographics, is Nano Banana Pro. I'm sure you might have heard about it. Let me know in the comment section if you have heard. Obviously, I'm 100% sure you might have heard, but still. Yeah. Okay, Lakshmi says that she has. Okay, Lakshmi, so Nano Banana Pro is basically a tool that can help you create visuals. So any kind of visual, either it is lifestyle image or an infographic or anything. Basically, you can even create presentations, but slide by slide. It is not that effective as Gamma, but yes, you can do it. So let me just share one tool with you. It's called VV.ai. I know you must be using Gamma a lot, sorry, Nano Banana Pro inside Gemini. I don't believe it is that effective, to be honest. Like, I don't like the interface. It's very cumbersome for me. So I like to use VV or Imagine Art or Sota, like those node-based platforms. So I'm just typing VV down. If you guys can quickly open this platform. Ankit, how far we can extend the session? Let me know.
We can extend up to you.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to quickly finish this so that it's easier for everybody. I know it's Friday and you might also have to finish few of the works to enjoy your weekend, but yeah. So I'm inside VV right now. Have you guys opened the platform? Let me know in the comment section. You have 150 free credits in VV, so you're all good in case you're hesitant. Yeah, perfect. So, what if I want to create an infographic for Ethika? Okay, how do you do? So, basically, there are two ways. Either you can just do it from scratch. In case you're very particular about it, that okay, I want to build something that is completely extraordinary, then you need to have a very strong prompting game because prompt is something that is gonna change your game when it comes to visualization. So if you write a bad prompt, you're not gonna get the good result. So if you think that you are not that good in prompting and you are still learning that phase, then the next easiest way is to find references, because AI works very nice when it has some reference to look for. Okay, so for example, I want. Okay, so these are different references. Again, I would say Pinterest is one of the best platforms when you want to, look for visualization options. So it is one of the most aesthetically looking platform. So for example, I really like this particular design and I want to recreate this for Ethika. I'm just gonna download it. I will go to ChatGPT again, upload this design. Again, if you want a completely different design altogether, a very unique design, then you need to think about it, prompt it all good, and so that AI or the Nano Banana Pro can accurately generate it. But this step is only for people who think that their prompting game is not that good. So you can at least start from here. Okay, so just simply write. So I want to create an infographic flyer for my company Ethika, and I'm going to paste Ethika's website link here. Just copy and yeah, just paste it here. And again, you can yourself enter what all content information you want. Like if you're pointing out to particular level of features, then you can just write that down. I'm Because this is just for the practice session, so I'm just keeping it as it is and maybe asking LLM to decide what content to be put in. Give me the prompt. Okay. So I have given a very simple prompt. I want to create an infographic flyer for my company, Ethika, with the Ethika's website. Give me the prompt to create a flyer similar to the reference attached. Okay. Now, in case you want colors to be as per your brand, so just enter the color code here. For example, if you want an orange flyer instead of the blue one, just type out the color here. Better to put the color code. It doesn't accurately, picks up the color code, but mostly it is similar, like very, very similar to what you're looking for. And you can again edit that in Photoshop or any other tool if you further want to. So I am just copying this prompt. So we'll be using VV for this. VV is one of the very comfortable platforms when it goes to node-based workflows. Why am I using VV? You have 150 credits firstly. I hope you all can see, right? So once you right click on here on the canvas, you see prompt option. Let me know if you guys have reached here. I want to know in the comments if you are able to access the platform. Yes, perfect. So just right click and you will see this prompt bar. Just backspace and just paste the prompt that ChatGPT has generated. Now again right click and you will see different models here. Okay, I'm going to choose import first because we want to use the infographic as a reference. Okay. So we'll create two options, one without the reference and one with the reference so that you can see the difference. Okay. And again, I'm going to right click and in the search bar, choose Nano Banana Pro. This is one of the best AI image generation models. You have to connect the node now. So the prompt node will be connected to the prompt node, and the infographic node will be connected to the image one. So image one will be the first reference. You can upload up to 6 to 7 references. For example, if you want a combination of few of the designs, you can just upload all of the references and maybe ask AI to generate something from scratch. That can be done as well. So once you have attached the nodes, you can also choose the aspect ratio and resolution. I'm going to be choosing 4K. Aspect ratio, let's choose maybe 4 by 3. 4 by 3, 3 by 4, any works. They are different aspect ratio, and you need to click on run model. Now let's again create without the reference so that we can, compare the results. I will again just drag it out and connect the node. Prompt node should be connected to the prompt node, and there will be no reference because we will not be using. And just choose the resolution and just click on run model. It will take few minutes to complete the generation. Let me know in the chat till the time it is generating if you have any doubts on the same. Okay. So if you see with the reference, it has given us this result. Okay. It has given us two options. So we can ask it to, maybe we can crop it out, or maybe we can again write it in the prompt that just design one flyer. If you see, otherwise it would have taken so much time to design this, and it has created it in seconds. I know if you say that, okay, this is a similar looking design, but this is not exact design. If you see, this is not the exact design, it is changed. If you see this one, I think I can't zoom it, but if you see this one, this is very different. And this is without the reference. So without the reference also, it has given us a decent result, not a bad one. Okay. And again, it is not exactly the same as per this. Now, if further I want to change the color palette, color theme, I can easily prompt it out and just change it. But for example, I have already generated this and I need to make some changes. Let's just use this one. And also, one more thing I forgot to mention, in case I want to upload Ethica's logo instead of what it has already given. So I'm just going to import Ethica's logo here the same way I've imported this. And I'm going to connect the node. So I'm just click, if you can see, I'm going to click on add another input image. And for example, we have Ethica's logo. So I'm just going to connect the node till here and then run model. And it will use Ethica's logo instead of a random one. Again, how you use Gemini, it's the same way, but this is much more, um I don't know, it depends from person to person, it is very subjective, but I like node based concept. It is very easy for me at least. So what if I want to change few things? Okay, it says download fail, maybe because it is 4K, so sometimes it creates an error. Let's just try downloading this one. Okay, so maybe VV sometimes, you know. Okay, let's just take a screenshot for now. You can create it in 2K and then use it. I'm just taking a screenshot. So now, what if I want to change this line? Now I have decided that I have shown it to my employer and they want me to change the text here, want me to change the text here. How do I do that? I can again prompt it out. I can again say that, okay, this is the reference. I will use this reference then. I will use Nano Banana Pro, add this, attach this to the node, and just write in the prompt that create exact same design but change this line. I can do that. But there's a more simpler way. Again, but it requires a subscription, but I'm gonna show you Canva. And I'm sure about it. Most of you are aware about it, but those who are not, this is very handy. We'll go to Canva A, or we can just go to create and upload our design. Now we'll go to edit image. So you have a magic studio inside Canva, which is very beneficial. So you can remove the background, maybe generate a different background, magic edit, expand, like there are multiple options. What if I want to change the text? There's an option to grab the text. Okay, if you see on the left hand side, so now it is like working and grabbing all of the text. So you have to select that. Do you want a particular text to be like grabbed, or the all of the text? I'm going to click all text and click on grab. If you see on the left side, this is how I did it. Yes, it has grabbed the text first. Now, if I just, we can change anything inside this. It is that simple. If I want to change something in this, I can write anything. And Right, anything. For example, what if I want to change the icon? Just click on edit again and click on magic grab. It is grabbing all the icons, so maybe I have to. It works perfectly with images though, but let's try it out with. So, okay. So I have selected the full area. That is why it has grabbed the full area. So I can move it around and place it anywhere. For example, I want to change the design. Though changing the design doesn't make any sense, but what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say is you can do any of it. You can change the text, you can grab the element and maybe move it around. It has distorted because we have done so many things. But what I'm trying to say is, even if you create a visual from AI, you can further edit it in Canva and it is going to be very easy for you. Instead of just prompting it out that, okay, change this line to this line, change this line to this line, that doesn't work. So I think this is more of an efficient way to do it. So yeah, this is how you create infographics. There are other further AI tools. For example, there is Kimi Slides that is very effective for PowerPoint presentation. I have created a PowerPoint presentation just for this particular um, webinar. So I'm just going to show it to you. I think that page, yeah. So again, the process was same. I just pasted the content here and asked it to generate the presentation. But I still believe that Gamma has the edge and has more features than Kimi or anybody else. I'm just going to share this so that you guys can maybe try it out and see for yourself. So I think this is pretty much. I know that you guys are also getting late as the session was scheduled till 4 p.m. and it's 4:30. So this is pretty much on how you can create different visuals using presentations and using AI and creating different posters, flyer or designs using AI in seconds. So let me know if you have any further questions. And yes, what about napkin.ai? Okay, napkin is also something I really wanted to show you. It is very effective. And those of who are getting late and want to maybe have other calls and stuff, please feel free to join out. And thank you for joining in and hearing me out. So for like somebody like Suman asked for napkin.ai, so I'm just gonna show her. So basically this is a very great tool. You have to go to new napkin and you can paste any content. For example, let's go to Ethika and see what we can do. I'm just giving a very random example, okay? For example, I want to maybe create this in a better way. Okay, or maybe I want to create this not in a better way, but maybe in a more in a different visual aspect. So how do I do it? I just copy the content, I just paste the content here, and just click on this blue option that is generate visuals. Thank you so much, Devdatta, for joining in. Thank you so much for the appreciation. Okay, so if you see, it has created the infographic. Like there are different options you can use. For example, if you're creating a presentation only, but if Gamma has not given you the perfect result, you can always hop to, and this is completely free to use, to be honest. So you can create different infographics with this. And this has also a brand studio if you want a particular colors or fonts. So you can again buy subscription and have it. For example, I want a different, like I can change it, like, and it is editable, to be honest. And you have mind map option also. For example, like once you explore the platform, you will see like there are so many options. See, What if I want that my mind map thing for a particular presentation or a particular infographic? You can, use napkin.ai. It's very effective. So we can just go and talk about more of the tools, but I think let's just keep it up to here, and let me know if you have any other further questions. It was great connecting with you and talking to you. Firstly,
So, meanwhile, I'll also launch the poll for Friday using the sessions itself, so you can participate in this poll and give your feedback as well regarding the sessions overflow and everything. What you think about this session?
thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all the appreciation. Neetu, Gamma is a free tool up to a level. So basically, you need to buy a paid subscription if you want those custom controls. But if you really want to try your hands on and create basic presentations, even good presentations also, then Gamma is completely free for you. You just don't have that brand features inside that, the free one.
First of all, thanks, Asa, for this wonderful session. It's amazing, but you covered, uh, huge amount of information in a short time, right? It's quite difficult to digest the entire set of information. Okay, so post this session, in case if you want to use in any of our day-to-day activities. Okay, is there any, probably it would be helpful if you can share any reference documents or any reference your YouTube channel or anything which you have, or any content which you refer with us. That would be more helpful, Asta. That's really appreciate from your side.
Yeah. So I am going to be dropping my LinkedIn profile link with you. So if you have any doubts, any questions, or anything that you want maybe me to help you with, I'm always there. So
Great.
just drop me a text on LinkedIn, and I'm going to
Sure.
be Okay, so prompt is definitely crucial for all the outputs. So again, there's a separate session that we can do on how to prompt, because that is definitely something that everybody needs to learn if they want a good output. So just to give you a basic understanding, don't go for simple structures like, okay, do give me this, give me that. Always structure the prompt in a way that it has all the main features like role. For example, let me just go back to the prompts that I created for this particular session. If you see like what is different in them, I know it is very overwhelming to see such a big prompt, and nobody can write all these prompts on their own. You need, even I need LLM for that. But the basic structure I can provide to the LLM, and LLM will always give me the prompt in this structure only. So the a trick is, once you have this prompt, right, which I gave you, just copy this and paste this to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT that whenever I am asking for a prompt, give me in this structure. Give me the role, give me the objective, the context, and the goal. And trust me, your outputs will be way, way better than they used to be. So these are the main four steps, pillars for prompting. Again, prompting is very deep. We have to have a separate session for the same. But yes, for now, this is the basic understanding that I wanted to give it to you. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.